horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Mining G. It's time to review another horror movie review. It is time to review the horror thriller film Run. Now, Run is a 2020 American horror thriller film. It is directed by Aneesh Chaganty. I probably messed him up. You might remember him. He actually did the film Searching. It was written by him and Sev, and I really can't pronounce his last name. This film stars Sarah Paulson and Kira Allen. And this is a very simple plot. A homeschool teenager begins to suspect that her mother is keeping a dark secret from her. Yes, and I do mean dark. Now, I'm sure parents raising children with special needs is very challenging. The sacrifices that they make sure that the child has everything they need, can show how much they love the child. I mean, they do everything for the child, and I'm pretty sure it makes the relationship stronger and better and makes the child feel loved. I mean, I really give parents the keyhole for all the things they have to go through raising a special need child, especially right now during COVID-19. Now, unfortunately, we've seen where parents take extreme measures when raising special needs children, such as the case that what director Shanice has given us with this one simply called Run. Now, after a short prologue where we see Diane Sherman, played by veteran American Horror Story actress Sarah Paulson, gives birth to a premature baby named Chloe, we jump ahead several years later to see what has happened to her and Diane. Now, 17-year-old Chloe suffers from several ailments. She has heart arrhythmia, she has asthma, diabetes, and she has conditions that has left her paralyzed from the waist down. This kid has had it tough. However, despite all these conditions, she is a very bright and happy teenager, thanks to the efforts her mother has done with raising her all by herself. We never hear any mention about who her father is or if she had any interaction with her father. It's just Diane and Chloe, and that's it. Now, after being homeschooled by Diane, Chloe is looking forward to going to college. And while she's waiting for an accepting letter for her dream school, she begins to notice something strange about the medication she's taking. Uh-oh, what's happening here? Now, the rest of the film shows how Chloe begins to discover that her mother is hiding something about her condition, and how Diane shows her that all along what she has done is for Chloe and her well-being. So that's basically what the film goes through, is showing how Chloe struggles throughout the day, what a great job her mother is doing, and then all of a sudden something happens and we know that something is not right going on in the household with Diane and Chloe. Now, when looking at this film, it's quite obvious that Shanice and his writing partner Serb were inspired by the Gypsy Love Blanchard story. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone has known about that particular story about Gypsy Love. It's been broadcast on numerous true crime stories, where it's on Oxygen or Investigation ID. As a matter of fact, HBO, I think it was last year that HBO did their own bi-fictional drama series about Gypsy Loves and what happened to her and her mother. Now, while there are differences between this story and what happened to Gypsy at the hands of her mother, D.D. Blanchard, Diane believes what she is doing is the best for her daughter, and no one can do the job better than herself. It's obviously that Diane is suffering from the same condition that D.D. Blanchard suffered as well. Now, just like his first film, Searching, Anish does a great job in pacing the film. When the film begins, we get to see the struggles Chloe goes through at the beginning of the film. We see her, she gets up, she wakes up at a certain time. We see her going into how she gets into a wheelchair. We get to see her take her medication. She takes a lot of medication. Like I said, she's paralyzed from the waist down. She's a diabetic, so we see her taking her insulin shots. It's all to create a great feeling for Chloe. And later on, once the audience starts to learn what's happening to her, we start to care what's happening to her, and we hope that she can survive this ordeal and what she's going through. So we really got to give Aneesh credit about how the character progresses, how Chloe's character progresses throughout the film. Once again, Sarah Paulson is simply wonderful as Diane. Now, I love the progress that the character she goes through as Diane. At first, she seems like to be a wonderful and caring mother. She has her own garden. She takes care of Diane. She makes sure she gets her medications very well. However, as the movie goes along, we start to see some cracks And when they begin to show, we also see Diane's mental state begin to fade to the point that she'll do anything to keep Chloe by her side. And I just love how wonderful Sarah Paulson does with the character. Like I said, you really got to give her credit. Once again, she is a fantastic actress, and once again, she shows how great she is. No, I believe this is her first feature film. Actress Kira Allen does a great job as Chloe. She plays Chloe as a happy and cheerful child. Despite all the illnesses that she's going through, she's not going to let anything stand in her way. She gives the character the strength and courage that should encourage all special needs children, that nothing should hold them back. And I believe that's type of the message that Aneesh and the filmmakers are going through, projecting here. That despite all the setback Chloe has, she's showing them it's like, hey, look, yeah, I'm suffering all these elements, but I'm still a capable and wonderful teenage girl who's going to go to college. Now, of course, this film does have its faults, especially during the end of the second act when we learn the truth about Chloe, which is something I guess, during the first 10 minutes of the film. So it really wasn't a real shock about what's the truth about Chloe. I'm pretty sure if you've seen this film, you know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you guessed it just as quickly as I did. Plus, there are other parts of the film that were simply added for dramatic effect and to make the audience care about Chloe. However, however, it did add to the tension and suspense that a film like this is needed. That's what Shanice did is searching as well. And despite that obvious fact, it didn't take away my enjoyment of the film because you're going to have these elements that you think are kind of way out there and really shouldn't happen, but it's just for dramatic effect. And because of how the characters are, how well Kira Allen is, you really are starting to pull for Chloe and hope that she survives. So even though it's kind of a cliche moment right there, but I still enjoyed it because I was hoping she would survive. So despite the simple plot and story and some cliche moments, especially I believe the ending of the film, I think a lot of people may like it, may not like it. I believe this was a second decent outing for Shanice. And again, wonderful acting by Sarah Paulson and Kira Allen because they're the only two main focuses on the film and they do a fantastic job. They have great chemistry together. And of course, if you like searching, I believe you will enjoy Run as well. So I'm going to give Run 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. Run will get 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. It really doesn't have any that much horror elements in it, but it is a fantastic thriller. And I like the film very much. Just like with Searching, you really got to give Aneesh credit. He's real great at pacing and creating tension and suspense in this film. And once again, both actresses do a great job. I really enjoyed it, so I highly recommend it if you watch Run. Now, Run just came available yesterday. It's available on Hulu, so if you want to see it, I recommend you go see it. And for those who have seen Run, what do you think about it? Did you enjoy the performances, or do you think this was too cliched or is too similar to Gypsy Love? Leave your comments on the comment section below and tell me what you thought about Run. So there you have it. That's my video for the day, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you did, please give it a like and share. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember that horror rules! And I'll see you in my next video. I am out.